Sometimes that's the way it goes within families. And how about this young couple? The wife, she is 23 years old. You may recognize her. Her name is Heidi Montag. She's had a whole lot of, quote, work done, shall we say. Heidi Montag of the show The Hills, a reality TV fame, underwent, listen to this, 10 different plastic surgery procedures in one day. From a mini forehead lift, we're told, to Botox and a nose job. You name it, she basically did it to her body in one day. She says she's obsessed, she admits, with plastic surgery and with maintaining her looks. And so are, this is perhaps the scarier part on a larger level, a lot of young people these days. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, in 2008, 9,018 to 19-year-olds had breast augmentation. More than 38,000 13 to 19-year-olds had nose jobs, and the list goes on. So Dr. Keith Ablow is a psychiatrist and a Fox News contributor. Dr. Anthony Yoon is a plastic surgery. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to have you here. You know, when I look at all this, and I look at the pictures in People magazine today and this week of her, I think, you know what, this is what happens in a world where you have parents who are willing to give an 18-year-old you know, a breast augmentation surgery for their 18th birthday.
Yeah, I mean,
well, absolutely.
It is very disturbing. And I think with Heidi's issue, I mean, there are two main problems with this. First of all, a 23-year-old should not be having this many plastic surgeries, especially somebody who looks as good as she is. And I'm sure Dr. Ablow will concur that this is a woman with major psychological problems. And this, just in and of itself, makes it her not a good plastic surgery candidate.
Do you think she has major psychological problems, Dr. Ablow?
Well, from everything I can tell, Martha, you have to call it what it is. Yes, she's got psychological problems. If a woman looks downward at what are now, as I understand, her D-cup breasts and says they need to be an H, they need to be bigger, don't you think they're small? What she's really saying is I need to look inward. I feel small. I'm not sure who I am, absent my role on a reality show, absent 10 plastic surgeries and my sexuality, which I'm trying to drive through the roof. I don't know what or who I am. She's really suffering. She gives us a clue. She says, look, I was teased as a kid. That's why I'm so sensitive to my looks. But you know what? That's also the breeding ground, Martha, for heroin, for alcohol, and every other addiction takes root at that interface between what we wish our lives might have been and the pain we suffered. Until you look at that, you're just in the doctor's office getting surgery or on the streets getting heroin.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Yoon, there's this misconception that plastic surgery is no big deal. You know, that going under the knife is, you know, no. When I hear young people talking about it, oh, you know, she really wants it. She really doesn't like her nose, and really she shouldn't have to live with a nose she doesn't like. I mean, come on. What kind of world are we living in? And what kind of doctors are performing this surgery? You know, what about the ethics of that?
Well, I think the majority of plastic surgeons would agree with me when I say that, you know, we don't think that performing this many procedures on somebody this young, especially somebody who looks as good as she does, is the right thing. I mean, when your patient begins to resemble the Octomom, we know that there's a major problem here. And
you know, I just want to show everybody, look at this picture on the left. This beautiful young girl on the left is her with no plastic surgery. In my mind, she looks prettier there than she does now. She certainly looks like a unique human being, at least, who would be identified as, you know, this girl. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And when we go to the point where we're not necessarily trying to make somebody look better, we're actually just making them look different, that's when we know we've definitely gone too far. And once again, as a board-certified plastic surgeon, this is something that I think, like you, I'm kind of horrified when I see this.
Yeah, Dr. Ablow, what about, you know, my first question is, where are her parents? I mean, I know she's 23 and she's married, but, you know, my parents would probably weigh in on this, you know, this kind of issue even today if they thought that I was doing this stuff and going crazy with it.
And listen, I don't know Heidi Montag's family, but I'll tell you this. Bottom line is, I've done my work for 17 years, talking to families and patients, and when somebody becomes addicted to anything in order to prop up her self-esteem and make herself feel like a person, there's trouble at home. That's the bottom line. Why wasn't she able to process what it meant to be ostracized by classmates? Why did she have to go to this extreme? And also, Martha, it is a commentary on our society. Why can she find nothing else to distinguish herself other than playing a person on TV in a sort of faux reality drama and then going under the knife 10 times in a
Right.
day to try to look different and
Well,
beautiful.
she is in this, this whole LA world where, she wouldn't be on the cover of People magazine this week if she hadn't done this. And I guess that
exactly
may be part
right.
of the goal here, sadly. Dr. Yoon and Dr. Abloh, thank you very much. Something all parents, I think,
Thank
need
you,
to
Martha.
tune into and beware of. Thanks, Joel.